folks, and welcome back to another Pinal Prep Spotlight brought to you by Jones Ford Buick GMC, your hometown dealer for more than 50 years. We are back to our regular schedule programming, I guess you could say. The first two shows were where we gave our top three picks for the boys and the girls basketball teams. Now we're just going to break down our game of the week, and David and I are each going to have an additional game to watch. Getting things started with the game of the week, it is Maricopa boys basketball hosting Tucson. This is going to be a Friday night game, and I believe this is going to be a pretty big deal for Maricopa. So far, they are ranked number 14, and Tucson is number 7. This is going to be a big challenge, and it's really going to tell us if Maricopa is, a threat in the 6A conference. David, what are you expecting from this game?
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Maria. This is going to be a huge game for Maricopa, and it's a huge test as well going up against Tucson. Maricopa's going into this game 19-3. They're coming off of winning the Casa Grande Holiday Classic, so that was a big step for them as well. Coach Greg Karowitz has the Rams team playing really good basketball right now, and it's kind of off the back of Kevin and Kalai Patton. They're a brother duo that are kind of the 1-2 punch for this Maricopa Rams team. Kevin is averaging about 19.2 points per game, while Kalai is averaging about 12. And then Kevin is also just an all-around good guy for this team. He's second in rebounds, fifth in steals, first in blocks for the Rams, so he can really do it all. But the reason I say this is a big test because Tucson is no slouch. Tucson is going to come in there and they're going to try and stop this momentum of this Rams team. Tucson's coming in with 15-2 record. The Badgers are going to have to, or the Rams are going to have to contain Adam Gonzalez for the Badgers. Adam is scoring about 15.7 points per game and 4.5 rebounds, so he's a good rebounder as well. So we'll have to watch out for that. So I think Tucson will be a tough matchup for Maricopa, and I think the Rams are a little bit deeper. They have a lot of guys that are capable of taking over the scoring roles if one of those guys is not having the best shooting night. So it's going to be a fun night, and it should be a good one regardless of the outcome.
All right, so David touched upon it with Maricopa and saying how, it's not just the Patton brothers. They have other guys who can score like Nigel Abel, Isaac Warren, Alfred Everett III, and Bryson McLemore Kelly. Now, given that Maricopa does have a lot of different options, it's kind of the opposite for Tucson. David mentioned Adam Gonzalez, but pretty much their do-it-all guy is Matias Carosi. He's averaging 10.4 points per game, 5.3 rebounds, leads the team with assists, steals, and 2.1 blocks. But also you have Ryan Hinojosa, who is shooting 50% from field goals. So, there's not a lot of options for Tucson, so it's going to be interesting to see how Maricopa can lock these guys down because, David mentioned it. They've only lost 2 games, Tucson has, so something does work for them, even if they don't have a lot of options. David, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I think you put it perfectly there. Just how are they going to be able to shut down Adam Gonzalez? If they do shut them down, how will Tucson respond? That's the big question because obviously, like you said, they've only lost twice, so something is working for them because obviously Gonzalez can't have a great night every night. So they're going to have to find out what works best on the defensive side and make sure they're able to score well. So I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it'll be a good one.
All right, now transitioning over to our other portion. David, what's your game to watch?
I got a Pinal County matchup going on. It's going to be Coolidge taking on Santan Foothills on the boys' side. And while Maricopa is arguably one of the best teams in Pinal County, Coolidge will definitely give Maricopa a run for their money. They are a really great team. Bears are 16-2. They're only one of the losses has come to the Rams actually as well, so that's interesting. But other than that, this team is very talented. They got Braden Gant, who is scoring just under 20 points a game as a junior, and then they're having a senior like MJ Clegg as well, who is kind of their do-it-all guy. And Clegg averages 14 points, 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 2 steals per game. So Clegg and Gant do a great job at leading this team. And then on the Santan Foothill side, Jeff Thomas is coming into his first year as the head basketball coach, but he is he's familiar with the school as well. He comes from the personnel, the coaching staff of the football team to come be the head coach of the basketball team, so he knows how the school works, what the system is like. So for the SaberCats, they're going to have to look out for Joel Becerra. He's one of the top guys. Santan Foothills is at a decent spot at 8-9, which is already a really good improvement after winning only 2 games last year. And this is a team that has history of performing really well. It is a good program. Last year was a little bit of an outlier, just weren't able to get a lot of things clicking, but this year they had a good improvement, almost at that 500 mark, and we'll see if they can get to that 500 mark against Coolidge. But, on Thursday, I think the Bears are just going to show their strength, probably take the win in this one, but it should be a fun one to watch, and we'll see what Coolidge can do going later in the season and see if possibly get a playoff spot and see what they can do with that.
All right, now continuing on with this trend with boys basketball and the Pinal County matchups, my game to watch is a Thursday game, and that is number 9 Florence traveling up to number 15 ALA Ironwood. Now, the Gophers are currently 14-4, whereas the Warriors are 9-8, but the big story here is the Florence roster has kind of had a overhaul for the second half of the season. A lot of guys who may have competed for the Gophers to start the season, they are no longer on the team. There was some disagreeing going on between them and Coach David Silva, so he had to bring in some new guys, and this is kind of a new look Florence, not that experienced, a lot of young guys, sophomores and freshmen. But they still have Brandon Farley, a junior. He is averaging 17.1 points per game. He is shooting 51% from three-point range. So that's a big threat, just all on his own for the Warriors to try to slow down. And the newcomer, freshman Darren Swain, just 8 games so far for the Gophers, but he is shooting 53% from field goal range and 42% from beyond the arc. For Ironwood, this is the first year under head coach Ryan McCurdy. But the bright side here is that McCurdy has a lot of experience at being a head coach. Previously, he coached at ALA Queen Creek and led the Patriots to a lot of deep postseason runs. And just going off of that, this year McCurdy has Andy Allen, who leads the team. He is averaging a double-double with 15.3 points per game and 10.5 rebounds. And then you always have to mention Corey Wood, who is shooting 32% from beyond the arc and is averaging 11.7 points per game. So it's going to be interesting to see just this balance of this young, inexperienced Gophers team who is technically kicking off their season, even though it's the second half, versus ALA Ironwood and, already established and knowing what they do and everything. ALA Ironwood already has a big upset this season against Thatcher, so, don't be surprised if they knock off this number 9 seed in Florence. David, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, go check out your Pinal County teams. We've got some good matchups this week. A lot of Pinal County teams going up against one another, and it should be fun to watch. And we'll see what these some of these better teams can do when they get into the playoffs time, because we're getting to the backstretch of the season here. So it's going to be a lot of it's going to be either you got to go for it or not. So we'll see what happens. So it should be a good one.
All right, and that does it. Be sure to check out Pinal Central throughout the week for all of your winter sports coverage.